Hi, Michelle.oddo here with the Oddo Group at Illuminate Home Loans, and we're so lucky today to have another Michelle, Michelle Mead with Guardian Pest Management in the house. So hey, Michelle, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. It's awesome.
Yeah. So just want to ask you some questions. Our clients have questions many times about pest management in their home, and who do I call, and how can I trust them, and all kinds of things. So I thought it'd be fun to have you come in and just ask you some questions.
Absolutely.
Well, of course, the main question that I have is, how does a lovely lady like you get into pest management? I'm sure you didn't grow up as a little girl thinking one day I want to be in that business.
No. When I always thought I'd own my own business, it was never, I hope I own pest control company. It never crossed my mind. My husband got into pest control 28 years ago. And when he was working for the larger companies, we just said, hey, why don't we try to do this on our own? And that was 21 years ago. And we just prefer it. It's much nicer, the autonomy. We get to run the business how we want to run it. We're not a franchise. We are homegrown and truly a local company here.
So you work with your husband.
Yes.
Which I do
so
as
you
well.
do too.
Yes, we have that in common. Tell me how that works. Do you guys do you kind of work on the same things together? Do you split up and do different things? Or how do you make that work for you?
Yeah, we split up. We work in our own lanes. So I work on the admin, marketing, customer service side, and he's more on the technical side. And really staying in your own lanes is the way to go. You're not crossing over too much, but we absolutely love working together. We knew 35 years ago we wanted to work together. So It's a perfect partnership. We love it. It's been part of our family forever. They know everything about it. And so it's fantastic. It's a family business.
Yeah. I kind of agree with that. We have to stay in our own lanes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we might kill each other. But as long as we're in our own lanes, we have different things that we do, it works out really well. So another thing that I find, actually, it's really cool and fascinating to me is, I know that you're the sole provider for the Douglas County schools. So just thinking about pest management in the school in general, you think about your kids and pest management or pets at home. So what did you have to do to become the sole provider, and how do you continue to stay the sole provider? And of course, just being hyper-local, I know that's important to you, and you're involved in the community.
Yes.
But how did you get to that point?
Well, we got to that point, and we had it years ago for about 9 years, and then all the budget cuts happened in the crash. And then we just got it back about 3 or 4 years ago now. And for us, we adhere to the labels. The labels are the law, which is very important in pest control. And we also use products that are licensed for daycares, nursing homes, hospitals, kennels, which we do all of the above. We do lots of other schools. We do restaurants, nursing homes. We do all of that. We're also the sole providers for Greenwood Village and their mosquito control. So people like that there's that responsibility with that. And our employees are also highly trained on products and how to utilize them and how to utilize them in the home and in the school. And I think the school keeping us, basically, they just love that we're local and we can provide very fast service. We always want to make sure children are super safe. If they have a wasp issue especially or anything like that, or mice pop up, we're on it very, very quickly, whereas a national company would not be able to respond quite that quickly because it's our community, it's our kids, it's people I know whose kids are in that school. So we're here and we want to make sure we're really taking care of them.
Yeah, that's great. The other thing, too, is I know that you're sensitive to this, and we've all experienced the door knockers, where they come around and they want to get into your home and tell you all these things that maybe aren't true, et cetera. And you guys are not about that. You're word of mouth, and that makes a big difference, right?
It makes a huge difference.
The other thing, too, like we use Guardian Pest Management. We use the Meads, her and her husband, Michelle and her husband. And we love that your employees that come to our home are your employees. They're not contract.
No, they are
you
not.
fully vet them.
Yes.
And what goes into that? I mean,
it's quite extensive, actually. Obviously, we do drug testing, we do background check, we do a very extensive background check, especially being in the schools and being in people's homes. That's very, very important to us. I work out of my home, so if I'm not going to allow them in my home, I'm not going to allow them in your home.
Right.
That's just something I won't do.
Right.
So they are highly vetted. They go through lots of training, and people don't always realize how much training goes into pest control. They think, just hire someone and they'll just go out and start spraying. It's not. It's extensive book work. It's extensive licensing. It's a lot to get your license and to be able to use the products. It's not a quick process at all, which a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah, to that point, I just thought of something like, what would you say to people who say, well, is it worth the money? And not that it's expensive, it's a small price to pay, but can I just grab a can of whatever and do it myself? Like tell me the difference in what you do versus say something like that.
Right. Well, a lot of people don't know how to use the pesticides, so it can be dangerous. You really need to know placement, how much product. Our products are completely different actually than what you get over the counter. With over the counter rodent products, you may run into secondary poisonings, whereas the products we have access to, there is no secondary effects to animals if they get a mouse that's eaten product or anything like that. So it's just having that expert there, and they know where to treat, how to treat. Some people say, can you just come fog my whole house? Well, no, that's not safe, and they shouldn't do it. We encourage them not to do it. You're going to get product where you don't need product, and it's a mess, and people can get themselves in trouble with that. So hiring an expert, obviously it's my business, but honestly, it's the safest way to protect your home and your family.
Yeah, we can't all be an expert in everything. So whatever, if I'm not good, I'm not going to paint my own house. I'm not good at that. It's not my best, placement of my time, or pest control, pest management. And also too, I know you guys pick a schedule, and then you're doing it on a certain schedule, which then it's maintenance versus being. You're being proactive instead of reactive.
Right. You want to be proactive, and a lot of people say, well, can you just come and do a one-time spray and then we're done, and we'll just call you when we need you again. You can do that. We do what's called Homeowners Choice, and we don't require contracts. We will allow you to do that, but we also educate and say you need to know the products are only going to last 45 to 60 days maximum. Obviously, if your bait boxes are empty, you're no longer doing rodent control. So the maintenance really is a little bit important, and it's funny because I'll have people maybe cancel during the winter. Oh, maybe I don't need it. And then they call me in the spring panicked because it's gotten out of control. Right. So the maintenance is actually very important, which sometimes people don't realize.
So can I ask you one last question?
Yes.
And then we'll let you go. Japanese beetles.
Yes.
What do we do? Is that anything that you guys can handle?
Yes.
They have decimated my roses, and I know we're not doing anything for that specifically, so I'm thinking, I wonder if I could ask Michelle about that.
Yes, you should have asked me.
I should have.
I know.
Have to bring you in here to ask you.
No, we have our ornamental licensing. So yes, we can take care of the Japanese beetles. Most of our clients who encounter these, we do a weekly service that's not expensive. It's when the tech is there, he'll get in there and treat for you because they are very prolific. They can bite, which people don't realize. I've been bit by one before, and that was not fun. We can take care of those for sure. Okay. We've got the licensing for that.
And they're bad this year at my house, worse than normal. My son's like, don't kill it. The pheromones will get whatever. So anyway, all right. Well, thanks for coming in, Michelle.
So
good talking with you. Yeah. So if you need a great pest management company, Michelle Mead with Guardian Pest Management. They're amazing people, an amazing family, and they run an amazing business. You couldn't probably pick a better company. You'd be pleased. So give them a call. And you always have a fun little tagline you say.
Well, I always say if it moves and you don't want it to, give us a call. We're happy to help.
There you go. So give Michelle Mead a call with Guardian Pest Management. Thanks, Michelle.
Thanks.